Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about survivors. So survivors are pretty important in this game. Some are more important than others. I'll go through each building and talk about the survivors and if it's worth spending your survivor tokens upgrading the purple and the gold versions of them. So for the first two buildings are my tech center. So my tech center 1 is 186.5% research speed. Tech Center 2 is 159, and that's due to mainly the survivors. So for the gold survivors, they give you 25% research speed. Purples give you 16. Upgrading them is not that great. So for this purple one, I have him at 1.2 stars, and that only gives me 4 minutes off the research time. So it's not a lot upgrading them. The more important thing is getting 4 gold ones. Even though I have 2 tech centers, I don't need 8 of them. So there's a trick you can do if you have 2 tech centers. So let's say this tech is about to finish, and I want to start another tech on this tech center. So, but if I start the tech, it's going to be 159% only for research speed. So the trick you can do is you can swap all your survivors from tech center 1, and it doesn't really take that much time. So that took like about 10 seconds. So now it's at 180%. So 21% increase for almost doing, nothing. 10 seconds is nothing. So definitely do this trick if you have 2 tech centers. So once you swap them over, you start the tech. Once you start the tech, if you want to swap all your survivors back to tech center 1, you can just come to the survivor hub and hit quick dispatch. So now all my survivors are back in tech center 1. The next building is the Alliance Hub. This is my favorite building. Lawyers are my favorite survivors in this game outside of Taylor. So what they do are, so the gold ones give you +3 help, and as you upgrade them, it gives you help time. So this is per help. So in total, I have 10 minutes and 44 seconds from all these 4 survivors, and I have 25 helps from these survivors plus the level of my Alliance Hub. You can't see it. You can't see it right now, but yeah. So when you upgrade your Alliance Hub, every 2 levels, it does increase the number of helps by 1. So 10 minutes and 44 seconds are just from these 4 lawyers. So depending on your Alliance tech for the Great Helper, you actually get more. So in total, you can see that in here, economy, right here. So my Alliance tag gives me 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Survivors gives me 10 minutes and 44 seconds. So in total, each help, I get 14 minutes and 14 seconds of help. So that is actually a lot. I do focus on my survivors quite a bit, mainly because I want lawyers and scientists. So let's do the math. Okay. So 25 helps, 10 minutes and 44 seconds. So it was 14 minutes and 14 seconds, right? So 14 minutes times 60 for 840 seconds plus 14 seconds. So that's 14 minutes and 14 seconds. And then you times that by 25. So that's in seconds. So divide that to minutes and divide that to hour. So for 25 helps, I get almost 6 hours of reduced time for buildings and research and healing troops. So that's a lot. So this is just free time. So that's why I love Lawyer so much. The next building is the headquarters. These 2 survivors are not free to play. You have to purchase them. Taylor, the best survivor in the game and by far the best purchase in the game, in my opinion. So at level 5, she gives 30 gold boxes. These are deluxe adventure boxes. So this is what you can get for each box and the probabilities. These 2 items are what I really want, to be honest. More stamina means I can use on gold zombies, which in return I get more resources, drone data, and hero EXP. This was very beneficial, especially in the early games, because everybody's lacking resources and everybody wants resources. So getting a gold resource chest early game was really good, and it helped me a lot to get to where I am today. So the stuff you can get is really good from Taylor, but she is pretty expensive to get her to 5-star. But I think she's worth it. The other survivor is Shirley. She's very expensive for what she does. So at level 0, it's for $10. You get 100 attack and +1 march size. So the march size is per hero. So each squad has 5 heroes. So I would get +5 troops per march. So march size. So that would be it would be 401 instead of 400. So getting her to level 5 is, in my opinion, is not really worth it. Mostly whales, mega whales would level her up. Most people that do buy her just keep her at level 0, which is what I'm doing. For the builder's hut, I will upgrade the purple survivors. So for the gold ones, they give you 30 minutes of free speed up for construction. The purple ones, I believe it starts at 20 minutes. So this one is at 1 star, that's why it's at 28 minutes. So if you don't have all gold yet and you have some purple, definitely upgrade them. It's definitely worth it for the builder's hut. The next buildings are the barracks. For the barracks, I do not think it's worth it to upgrade even the gold survivors. So I can upgrade this one, but I'm not doing it. So the reason why I'm not doing it is because they don't really do that much. They increase the unit training cap. So it increases the amount of troops you can train per barrack. So my lowest level barrack is 18. I can only train 504 at a time. I almost never train the max cap regardless. So, but if you do want to increase that cap, you can always just level up the barracks, but make sure you don't level it past the point where it trains a higher tier troop. So I'll make a separate video regarding barracks and troops and stuff like that. But yeah, that's one way to increase the training cap. Or you can apply for the Secretary of Defense, so which also increases the unit training cap by 25%. And if that's still not enough for you and you want to train a bit more, you can always swap your survivors to the barracks that you want to increase the training cap. So now it's at 569. So the way I like to train my troops is I don't just train the max cap for each barrack. Let me just switch this back. So I have all my 4 barracks training troops right now. They're all scheduled to finish around the same time. So these are not promotes. These are newly trained troops. So the way I like to train my troops is, so this barrack I'm training 607. So they all have different amount they're training. That's how you know that it's not a promote, it's a training. But they all end at the same time. So that's how I like to train my troops, and I don't like to fill my barrack with just the low level troops. So yeah, I don't think it's worth it to upgrade any of the survivors for the barracks. Just save your survivor tokens. For the hospitals, the gold survivors are pretty good. They increase your unit healing speed, so this is really good for batch healing your troops during wartime. Leveling them up doesn't really increase the value that much. So at 1 star, I only get plus 10 hospital capacity. So 10 more troops can stay in the hospital. That's it. So at 1 star, you get 5 here. So each 0.1 star, you get an extra troop in the hospital, which is not a lot. So if you don't have a lot of survivor tokens, I would not recommend upgrading your hospitals. For the purple, is even worse, right? So each 0.1 star, I only get 0.1% increase in unit healing speed. So it doesn't add a lot of value, but I do like healing my troops faster. I do PvP a lot, so I will be upgrading all my hospital survivors. The drill ground definitely upgrade the purple survivors and the gold survivors. So they increase the maximum unit that you can hold in your drill ground. So this is pretty good, and it's by percentage, so it's even better. The purple ones don't increase as much, but it's still worth it to upgrade them. The next three buildings are the farmland, the iron mine, and the gold mine. So these are your resource buildings. Definitely upgrade the gold. The purple ones I would upgrade until you replace them all with gold. So there's a total of what, 20 slots for gold survivors. So it's going to take you a long time before you actually get all 20. So the purple ones do add some value if you upgrade them, increases your output. So I would recommend upgrading all the purple ones until you have them all replaced with gold. For the tavern, these survivors are not that important in my opinion. They reduce the free hero recruitment time, and if you have them upgraded, it reduces the survivor recruitment time. So those are right here. So in for my hero recruitment, I'll get a free one at 11, another 11 hours 54, and then for the survivors in the day. So for that reason, this building is it's whatever. If you want to upgrade the survivors on this building, you can go ahead, but if you don't, you're not really losing out on much. I do have the purple ones upgraded, but they don't really do that much. Like I do want more survivor tickets, but it's not a big deal for this building. For the gear factory, so the gold ones increase your crafting speed by 7.5%, and after that, for each point one upgrade, it's another 0.5. The purple ones are less, so they start at I think 6%, something like that, or 5%. So I do recommend upgrading these because you will be crafting a lot of gear even after your first squad is fully equipped. So I do have my first squad fully equipped with gold gear. So I just started crafting for my second squad, my second strong squad. But I am saving a lot of ceramic right now. So I have 1.9k ceramic. The reason for that is I am going to be upgrading my DVA's gun to 4-star. And every time I promote it, it costs a lot of ceramic. So I am saving a good amount of ceramic before I start crafting. I don't want to craft a gear and then I have to dismantle it for the ceramic back later. So keep that in mind. So yes, I do recommend upgrading all the survivors that's in the gear factory, even after you have your squad one fully equipped. The next building is the armed truck. So the purple ones, I will not be upgrading more of the purple ones. These I upgraded really early, which I don't need anymore. What they do is they increase the idle time to accumulate loot for the armed truck. So if you don't collect your loot, it can accumulate up to 18 hours and 24 minutes and then it'll stop. I am fairly active. I do collect this every so often. So this never really gets to the point where it's full. If you don't log in that often, maybe like once a day, there is some value to upgrading the purple ones. The gold one definitely do upgrade because they increases your loot resource output. It's not a lot. 1% is not a lot, but it's something. So the gold ones definitely upgrade. Purple ones, I would hold off if you don't have a lot of survivor tokens. For the last three buildings, it's for the food warehouse, the iron warehouse, and the coin vault. So these three buildings protect your resources if you were to get hit, and it'll protect your resources from being plundered, but the amount it protects is very small. As at least right now, it's very small. So for the food, it protects 900 around 900k. So if I only have 900k resources of food here, right now I have 32 million. If it's 900k, someone hits my base and they breach, and I only have 900k, they won't be able to steal any food. So that's goes for the iron and for the gold. But the problem that I have is I always have way too much resources here. So the protection is not even close to what I'm holding. So that's why these buildings don't add any value for me right now. It might be a different story once I have them all gold and have them leveled up. Especially for the gold, for the coin vault. This might be more useful later on because right now I have 44 million gold, but later on this number is going to be very small all the time because of tech. I'm going to be focusing on tech a lot, where it just consumes all your gold, and I'll have an excess amount of food and iron. So for that reason, I'm not going to be upgrading my purple survivors. Gold ones I will still level up. And I think that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.